Good morning. It's February 18th, 2023. From the title, you know this is about Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I believe in just doing spoiler reviews. No previews, no nothing. So here we go. My name's Cincinnati Man. And we're talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. The movie was not good. The movie wasn't. It's not as bad as Love and Thunder, but it's not. It's almost trying to be an epic, but at the same time a placeholder. And what I mean by that is, they want to give it this grand scale, but when you're actually in the quantum realm, it feels kind of suffocating. It's tiny, no pun intended. But before I go to the story, I'm just going to rattle off some things I thought about the characters, which is kind of in reverse of what most people do, but this is my thing. The character I didn't like at all, I was not connected to Cassie, which is interesting because in Endgame, Cassie came off very, for the little bit that you saw her, she left her dead. She was unassuming. She was just a side character, like, Dad, I love you. That's it. Fast forward, was this like 3 years after the blip or whatever, and she's this angry 19-year-old, maybe. We don't even know if she's in school. She's arrogant. She's bitter. For Marvel saying that they would not handle the blip, or they wanted to move past it, as they said, they put it in there. They put it in there as a problem because he's trying to fight homelessness for people that came back. She's getting arrested all the time. And I'm thinking, like, is she getting arrested all the time? It's like her third time. Is she in school? Does she have a record? She stole a police car, which is, I think it's a felony. She gave it back, but it was a tiny, like, here you go. And it was like, that's not how that works. None of that, you don't just, it's like, here you go. And the cop's like, okay. It's like, none of that works. She's very bitter at Ant-Man for just wanting to calm down, just live a normal life, enjoy celebrity, enjoy people liking what he does. What's wrong with being a public speaker? You don't always have to use your fist. You don't always have to do things like that. You could he could have been a public speaker, you know. She's almost like an entitled hero, but she's not a hero yet. In the beginning of the movie, and she becomes one, but it's just streamlined. It's almost like a nepotism. She has these crazy eyes, like when danger, and so she's just like, let's do it. And it's like, you don't know how to fight. You don't know anything of what's going on in the quantum realm, but you're just head first into everything. It reminds me of Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop was doing that a lot in the Hawkeye series, where no matter how much Hawkeye would warn her and tell her about the PTSD he went through, she was like, we're heroes, let's do it. Who cares? Like, get over it. And Cassie really had that get over it like mentality. It was kind of it was frustrating. I just don't understand how she's a super genius. You know, she just literally said she read books about the quantum realm. But, okay, I'll stop there with her because I can just keep going. Scott, aka Ant-Man, was a lead character in title, but not in the movie. He did not, in his movies, he's always lost. In all three of his movies, in the Avengers movie, in the Civil War, he's lost. He just, hey, I'm just happy to be here. He's an electrical engineer, but they really don't use it that much anymore. Every time Cassie gets taken, it's after the fact. He's looking like, where is she at? Or she's over there. You don't see the struggle for him to guard his daughter, like hold her back as he's fighting to keep people away. It doesn't happen that way. They're always separated. And his fighting actually got worse. Because remember, at least in the first Ant-Man, they tried to show that he could fight. They tried to, Hope taught him to be a competent fighter. Got my notes right here. So let me get it straight. He's the hero in Endgame and a hero in the beginning of this movie, but he's really a failure at the end of it. He did one of the worst unimaginable things in the movie. And he was like, oh, well, that's life. It's like, no, you did a terrible job. You're really bad. If they took him out of the movie still would have kept going. He didn't hold any substance to keep the movie going, except they used him mainly at the end. He didn't have any gravitas. He was just goofy and kind of wimpy. It made no sense. There was no character development for him. He's still the same guy, you know. If anything, Cassie and Hope and them were telling him to man up all the time. Hope is perfect. She's perfect. She's, you know, her thing is always throughout the whole series is learning how to trust people, or getting people, or learning how to trust God, or getting her dad to trust her. And she got mommy issues still. She still got mommy issues. You thought they would have settled it? Nope, because Janet doesn't tell her anything. She's there's no stepmom development. It's up. Her and Cassie team up to get on Scott about himself. That's it. That's it. Hope's perfect. Hope can beat up Kang. Hope can pretty much do anything. Hank looks old. Doesn't look good. He looks like he's just moving along. Everybody else can do flips and kicks and he can shoot. He can shoot. He can drive something, but he ain't. He looking beat down. Janet perfect. Janet looks perfectly healthy. A conflict or a problem in the second Ant-Man, there was a hint that Janet had powers. And this one, like almost powers that were gifted from the quantum realm. But this one, you didn't see any of that. She was just normal. The issue with Janet and Hank is they both are retired superheroes. You'd think they would at least have some gadgets to protect themselves just in case, because you never know. You've had Thanos, the government, everybody come after you. You never know what could happen. Yeah, they don't prepare for it at all. But back to Hank, it's funny. I'm thinking about Hank again. I'm an expert at this. And then when he gets down the quantum realm, I've never seen any of this. Yeah, because you've never been in there like that. You've been there like a split second to get your wife. You weren't in there to know anything. You have theories on it. You're not an expert in the reality of it. That's two different things. You know, Janet, she can fight. She's a bad mother because she won't talk to Hope about what happened in the quantum realm, which is the main reason why everything happened. So Ant-Man is bad because he won't help, but you find out that Janet did the worst thing in the world, and I tell you this world-ending, several timeline, alternate reality ending, man is there, but you don't inform your family at all. You're like, nah, I don't ever want to talk about it. He's gone. He's there. Yeah, he's there, but you're always going to be worried that he's coming here. Terrible mom, terrible wife, because she didn't even tell her husband. They made it kind of like an inference that she had married, she was hooking up with people in the quantum realm, but it didn't matter because they thought they were never going to see each other again. Oh well. Even though they made Hank pathetic, like, I didn't talk to anybody really because they weren't you. And she was like, I was talking to people. It was like, that was whack. We didn't need none of that. She's a bad grandmother. Hank's a bad grandfather because they're bad at communicating. So they're a bad couple because Hank's been teaching Cassie all this stuff, how to develop the quantum realm, yet Hope didn't, I mean, Janet didn't know. Hope, they're bad parent, bad stepmom, bad father. Antman doesn't know that Cassie's been in jail this many times, but he loves his daughter. He wants to spend time with her. He don't know nothing about his daughter. Nothing. You've been in jail? You're getting in trouble? And my, Hank's like, yeah, she's been a couple times. Like, what is this? Y'all, there's no family, this shows you that the family structure is actually bad. They're not connected. They're not connected at all with each other in their wants and their needs and what they can do to, what they need to do in order to continue as a family unit. And yeah, they were all just kind of like in it for themselves, which was it lacked the motivation to make me feel like it was a real family. Maybe we'll get that in Fantastic Four. I don't know. Yeah, good luck on that one. Hope didn't, like, even at the end, like, Hope didn't care about protecting the world. She didn't care. She's the main one that was worried about. She was the main one worried about Kang. Yet Hope was the one that walked through the portal to save Ant-Man. Not Janet. Janet knew all that. She's the expert. If anything, Janet should have sacrificed herself for her family. She didn't do that. She didn't do anything. Yet at the end, I mean, like I said, I'll deal with the story a little bit more. But at the end, it's kind of like, I'm glad. It's almost like I'm glad Scott learned a lesson, and Janet learned how to trust her family. There's no more secrets. How you know she ain't got no more secrets? This chick. Okay, MODOK, trash. MODOK, not at all. MODOK was a joke. Within the first, I get 5 to 7 minutes, you're like, oh, okay, what is this? And then takes off the mask, starts joking. We saw his butt for no reason because they thought it was funny. There was no reason to show. There was no reason to show his butt. There's no reason at all. He was a fake villain that turned good at the end, which was lame. There was no reason to do that. You could just left him mean. Kang had the ability to be amazing. It was right there. Kang said a line like, oh, you don't know what I've been through. Yeah, we don't, because they never showed it. They still didn't show it. We didn't see anything. We didn't see anything. All we saw was him killing people in the past, but they didn't show the emotional connection of why he's so driven. And he said the same dumb thing that he remained said, oh, somebody even worse gonna come for me, the Conqueror. They showed the Conqueror in Ant-Man, and then he might be, may not be, but he looked like he's dead. He wasn't that much of a conqueror. Janet was talking about how he conquered all the quantum realm, but we never saw it. We saw them in the desert. There were no people around. So what, they was in the desert part of the quantum realm? They were in the Sahara quantum? I don't even know what to call it. Never saw any interaction with anybody else. They were just by themselves. So how did he get to anybody else? Oh, because his suit was powered up. There was no background on, the background is just as vague as it was in Loki. And there was one said that, oh, you don't have to really worry about knowing everything that happened in Disney Plus. Yes, you did. You need to know in this, because you're like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know the post credit. What is this? The Kang, he had cool moments, but it was not enough. He's still deeply flawed in the execution of creating a compelling villain. Because we're going to see more of him, but this one, I would have rather saw this one this Kang later than have him now, because who's going to be more dominant than this guy? This guy was pretty dominant. It's just really, it's interesting because some people say, oh, you're nitpicky or nothing. No, these are actual questions. It's not like one of these things where you say, oh, the third lint post was off, or the door would be on the right instead of the left. No, it's actual, narratively, it didn't make any sense. Let me see. Here's a question for everybody, for the random person that might watch this. They always say, if you go in the quantum realm, you got to watch out because you be down there days and hours, whatever. How long were they down there? Don't even know. Because even when they did in the other Ant-Man stuff, it was quick. It was quick. But throughout the movie, people have pointed out a lot of movies don't deal with time enough. Because throughout the whole Ant-Man movie, at the end, they was like, man, it was a long day. I'm like, this is a day? I thought it was like almost a week. You don't know. But they're able to get back at the perfect time that they left. It's like, come on, man. There was nothing in the movie that progressed the story enough where you actually needed this movie. My friend Aaron, that went to the movie with me, Aaron Lambert artwork, got amazing artwork. Check it out on IG, Aaron Lambert artwork. He was like, they should have had a Kang movie. This is a Kang movie, and he's 100% right. I was like, wow, it is. They didn't even have to put anybody else in it. They had Quantum Realm goofy characters. They had a Xena warrior like lady running everything. She was all like grunting like, yeah. You're like, okay, I get it. She was cute. She was cute though. I was like, I don't know. I might need to go to the Quantum Realm. But anyway, it just left a lot to be desired, just like Doctor Strange did. And there was no, every time they try to touch on different realities, it's always the reality of the same person. It's my different realities. It's like, is there anybody else in it? Like whoever just happens to be on screen who they're allowed to spend the budget on. Yeah, Ant-Man fighting Kang is like Ant-Man fighting Thanos. It wouldn't make any sense, regardless of the Thanos jokes. But it wouldn't make any sense. If at the end, half the family gets out. Scott's trying to get to the portal, but him and Kang throw down. Scott barely puts up a fight because he can't fight. All of a sudden, now you really can't fight. Even though, yes, Kang has been around different realities and stuff. I at least want to see a better fight. And in order to get rid of the device that Kang needs, he throws a whole bunch of shrink stuff at it. And he could have tried to throw one at Kang. I don't know why he didn't throw one at Kang. But the point is this: he should have jumped through. Like Hope came back, helped push Kang into the machine to blow up or whatever, or shrink or whatever. They could have ran to the. They were just staring at him. They could have ran to the portal because they need more help. They needed more help. There's no thing where like, yeah, we got it. No, y'all was panicked. Y'all didn't know what y'all was doing. And the most insulting thing was at the end of the movie, Antman said, man, you know, he said something else was coming. I'm not sure. I think, you know, what if something worse is coming? Because Kang said it. You know, now everything's fine. Everything's fine. And then the movie ends. Like everybody smiling, eating food, like, yay. Yeah. What? You didn't tell nobody else. You didn't tell nobody else. He made a joke towards the end of the movie, like, I told the other Avengers, Kang, you better stop it. What are you talking about? Everything we've seen in all of Phase 4 is there are no Avengers. There's no cohesive unit of Avengers. And it's just like, that was a slap in the face. Like, we know the writing, we know this doesn't make any sense. Wink, wink. Maybe it'll make sense eventually. What was that about? So yeah, I ain't doing no thumbs up, thumbs down. I mean, some movies can be bad and silly, and you want to go see it. Like my friend James of Fast and Furious. Man, we ain't gonna go there. I put that out. I put that in there, James, because anyway. And then some movies are really, really good. This was just, it was bland. It was bland, and there are a lot of Marvel movies that are bland or not up to par. I mean, Iron Man 3 was not that good, but you still like the characters themselves, except for the Mandarin. That was trash. Thor movies, 2 of the 4 movies are really bad, yet you like Chris Hemsworth. You like Loki. So you want to see them back. You know, I used to be a big fan of Antman. I mean, the movie-wise. I told all my friends to see the first one. They was like, they didn't want to go see it. And then they ended up loving it. And then the second one was like, eh. And then this third one, nobody I knew wanted to go see it. I had to apologize to Aaron. I was like, Aaron, I'm sorry I had you go see this. He was like, man, this was bad. So, you know, that's my spoiler review. That's Cincinnati Man's first review of this. And as far as how the channel goes here, I just like to speak my mind on things. So this is not gonna be a thing that's gonna be had to be dedicated to enter Marvel or DC or nothing. Like, it don't have to be. It can be what I decide to express myself on. So that's it, and thank you. Wow, I can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know, like, I saw that trailer. I was like, okay. I was like, they're back in prison. Oh, a prison, and they're fighting a not a collect. Oh, I forgot his name. High Evolutionary. And then you got the Marvels. I don't know where it's going. I don't know. They don't have to. Marvel doesn't necessarily. This is the thing. Marvel doesn't necessarily need to have like a Robert Downey Jr. type star, but they need the unit of actors to be as compelling as Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, Jeremy Renner, Samuel Jackson. There need to be a mix of people like that, you know. And right now it's not. And I'm not sure if it's the people playing the characters or it's the writing. I'm leaning more I think about leaning more towards the writing. So, you know, and I'm gonna stop myself here because I can keep going and going and going. So, Cincinnati Man, out.